So there's some heavy stuff. I'm going to walk you through this. There are a total of 10 cognitive distortions. All or nothing thinking. When we interpret in extremes, we think in black and white or all or nothing categories. If you fall short of perfection, you call yourself a failure. You're either great or awful. One place where I've seen this come and hurt really good people, high performers, good students, good athletes, good employees, what have you, is when you might be first in your class throughout middle school, throughout high school, and maybe you get into Stanford. So when you have all or nothing thinking, it does not help. So in another way that I like to think about it is, I don't chase perfection, I chase progress. Practice does not make perfection, practice makes progress. Overgeneralization. But that overgeneralization is never helpful. Your words matter. Our words matter, doesn't it? He insists that she is always or never right about handling a particular situation. So let me give you an example how to respond to your parents in a respectful way. If they say, you never clean your room, maybe they had a bad day or something went wrong and they said something. It's incorrect. I do it as a parent and that's wrong. But if they come and say, you never clean your room, this is how you respond. I understand that you would like me to clean my room and I have cleaned it in the past. I'll make sure that I do clean it in the future. So you acknowledge what they're saying, but you also make sure that you speak the truth, which is you have done it in the past. So when you hear overgeneralization, make sure that you follow it up with specifics that, no, I have done it, but I see why you're bringing it up right now. Okay, mental filter. When we select a single negative detail and dwell on it exclusively, our view of reality becomes darkened and shaded by this detail. So if you see a single negative, this whole thing is messed up, this whole thing is wrong. So if someone else makes a mess and they didn't get it right, rather than giving up and saying, no, I need to do it again, I need to tear this, I didn't like it, like, just don't give up is what she would teach that person.
Sheila, that's the second time you said don't give up, baby. I'm so proud.
My goodness. Disqualifying the positive. When we reject good experiences, we insist they don't count. So that's exactly when someone's disqualifying the positive, tell your friends that no, you are worth it, you are lovable, and what you're doing is amazing. Okay? So you don't do it to yourself, and if you find someone else doing that, do not let them disqualify the positive. Okay, jumping to conclusions. So when we make negative interpretations of events without facts or logic that support our deductions, our faulty thinking. So you arbitrarily conclude that someone is reacting negatively. Jumping to conclusions, it does not help, and you know what, it doesn't matter. They're jealous of how awesome you look. That's what I tell myself right now. So, especially if it's negative, okay? So, when we jump to conclusions, we're like, I did something wrong. It's me. A narcissist jumps to conclusions that you did something wrong without looking at the facts. So whatever you see as cognitive distortions, you flip it, that's a definition of what a narcissist does. So they think all or nothing about you, they overgeneralize you, they have a mental filter about the things you do or don't do, they disqualify your positive, and they jump to conclusions about your actions. So if someone does that, what are we going to tell them? I'm in control of my response. This is a challenge, not a threat. I'm capable and strong. I can do hard things. Those are some of the things we're going to tell ourselves when we deal with people who are saying the incorrect thing. So we're going to the second half. Personalization. You believe that what other people say or do is a negative reaction to you and must be all about you. How many of you were with a friend and they're upset and angry and you're like, did I do something wrong? But in reality, maybe someone else troubled them and you had no clue. But we think that maybe they're upset with us, but we were never the cause for that. They were just upset, right?
Or maybe they're just experiencing a cognitive distortion themselves.
And along with that is number 7, emotional reasoning. So we tend to somehow build a story in our brain that, yeah, they were laughing. And I remember, you know, my friend Josh, and he's like, he said this. And then later I knew that my friend, she said that, and like, you start reasoning it out and building a story that did not happen. You assume that your negative feelings logically and factually reflect reality. Like a student is feeling anxious about a presentation to the faculty, and they're assuming that means the group is expecting incompetence, inexperience, and unworthiness. So make sure you're not telling yourself the negative things without any evidence. Should statements, one of my favorites. I stopped using the word should. I should clean my room. I should make these slides ready for the session. I should perform my best. I should have everything figured out before I even show up to Girls Who CEO. Should statements does not help. You know what else helps? What really helps? The word help. It helps to be ready for the presentation. It helps to keep my room clean. It helps. So I should do this, I should do that. It helps to show up here. It helps to wake up early. It helps to brush your teeth. Not that you should do it. So outside of explaining, I stopped using the word should. I stopped using the word must. I stopped using the words I have to. So another tip, dealing with a narcissist. A narcissist comes and tells you to do something. You're caught. If you do it, you're going to say the narcissist is right. If you don't, you're not going to be able to move forward or benefit from that actual advice. So this is when I say to the narcissist, what you told was great. I'm not doing it because you told me I should do it or I must do it. I'm doing it because I choose to do it. All right, the last 2, labeling and mislabeling. Saying that I'm weak, saying that I'm slow, those labels don't help. Or mislabeling someone else, that this person is slow in learning science, or this person is slow in writing essays. Don't label yourself either or others. It doesn't help. Why doesn't it help others? Not because it's the right thing to do. You're invoking the other person's lizard brain and they might fight you. So don't label others because you don't want to invoke the lizard brain too. Magnification or minimization. It's very similar. So a lot of them might have some overlaps with the others. So if I have some faults, I'm always running late, so I might magnify that. Or if I do something good, like dismissing the positive, I might minimize that. He was so devastated when he heard himself using verbal crutches in his video that he felt was too humiliated to continue and cancel the future recordings. So I've made some mistakes, stutters, in today's thing. And if I magnify that, I'm going to cocoon and be in that flight mode. That I need to capitalize on what does work. And that is part of not giving up.